Hey everybody, it's welcome to the Good Life. For today, February 21st, 2020. My name's Kurt. I do this every day to remind myself of my objectives and principles. And here we go. Oh, and I'm all geared up. It's time for me to head home. I live here in Ventura, but I work here in Ventura, but I live in Irvine, California. So I've got about a 120-mile commute. So I just come out on Mondays and I return on Fridays. So I'm about to return home. So let's go home. But first, let's do the good life. Objective number one is to be always ready to die. To have myself in a situation where if I croak right now, I left my family in good shape. I left my finances in good shape, and for my family. And I've left my whatever thing I wanted to say, whatever barbaric yelp I wanted to harp into the world. I've done it. And I've done that by virtue of the fact that the good life, the going alone is done. Next is objective number two, is the development and maintenance of good and sound life principles. Good use of time, good and effective use of time. I want to waste the moments. Like, this is a really good use of time. Even if nobody watches these videos, it helps to reinforce the values in my own mind, and they become more automatic and a part of me. I notice it. I've been doing this every day for years. Oh, you want to see the guy surf? He just missed a wave on it. That's kind of a nice view. Maybe we can switch to that view instead. We can watch the guy surfing. Can you see him? There he goes. Now you missed it. That's a better view. You don't want to just look at me. So, and there's my helmet. That's a good view right there. So, I do this every day. It's a very good and a very effective use of time. Principle number three is the development and maintenance of good and sound life principles, to create these 7 objectives and these 23 principles which I use to guide my life. Number 4 is the cultivation of good emotional reactions, which is to react well emotionally to the world. Number 5 is to perform good actions. Number 6 is to recognize my true limits and my true opportunities. And number 7 is to do one thing slowly. Got to be mellow and circumspect and deliberate in everything that I do. So now those were the 7 objectives. Now let's get on to the. Too bad you guys can't see that surfer. Hold on. There he is. There, now you can watch the surfer. Don't have to look at me. Let's see if he catches any waves. Oh, could I? Papa. Well, where are you? I'm in Ventura, California, where I work. Yeah, isn't it nice? This is a nice place. The pier where I've been making the videos the last couple of days is just right on there. You can see it sticking out. And this is like a surfer's point. There's a whole bunch of surfers right up there. And I'm staked out right here watching this guy take off. Okay, let's get on to the 20. Was he going to get the wave? Kind of. Okay, let's get on to the principles. The first principle is the principle of war. To always be at war with everything that I hold true. To do my best to prove myself wrong. To find the error of my ways. To not believe myself just because it feels comfortable or because I like the idea. Oh, look at that. Not my hand. That's a nice sunset. You can see some surfers down there too. I've got a seat right here. Look at that. Let's see if I can make this work. That's pretty. I'm glad I'm trying these different angles out. Ooh. So number 1 is the principle of war. Number 2 is the principle of reason, which consists of 3 sub-principles: honesty, objectivity, and doubt. This is what I use to execute that war upon all the things that I hold true and you hold true. Number 3 is the homunculus, the little mortal who lives inside my head. Now, not true, but I just give it a label. The guy that's going to die with me when I die and not survive. I don't think there's any afterlife. I don't think there's any soul. I don't think there's anything after this but just the darkness. And it's beyond darkness. It's that same nothing that we didn't know before living. That's coming back. But this time it's coming back for good. That's what I think. Number 4 is the home of good and evil. Good and evil reside with the homunculus. And you agree, Alex? Hey, Alex, does that change the way you live your life? I find that my life is a lot more deliberate as a result of that. Since I don't think I've got anything coming, and afterwards I better be good and live the best I can right now. No second chances. I wonder if others agree. If they think, whoa, camera almost fell. Hey, Amen. I enjoy every second. Excellent. I find that to be the case as well too. A lot of people have the idea that those of us who don't believe that there's anything more live in a state of despair, like we have no purpose for life. I find that to be quite the opposite. I find, there is beauty in everything. I find that everything around me is just chock full of splendor and wonder, especially given that I know that an infinite long night is fast on the way. Yeah, even ugly things, as you said, Alex, have their beauty. So that's war and reason, homunculus, the home of good and evil. Home of good and evil is just a catalog of right and wrong that I maintain in my head. It's my opinion. I don't think there's any right or wrong out there in the universe. Number 5 is purpose. There are 3 purpose in my life: biology, virtue, and mission. Biology being get my genes into the next generation. Check. Did that with my daughter. She's almost 20. Virtue is the wholesale improvement of well-being. I think we can we can measure that in objective ways. It's one of the reasons why I love working in public service. I'm a government worker. I work here for the city hall in Ventura, just up the street. I can walk right down here in just 10 minutes, less than that. And I work there because I can do good in the world as a civil servant. And then mission is just case-by-case mission. It's kind of my mission to do this right now. Enjoy the new job? Yeah, I will. I do enjoy it. It's hard, Alex, but I'm enjoying it. Oh my, Emily's almost 20. Where did the time go? Yeah, I know. Well, it should be 20 in November, so maybe not almost like I said. Sorry. I always exaggerate a little bit. But she's 19-ish. No, 19 plus. Next is purpose. Next is atomic principle. Hold on, I got to grab a handful of sand. Everything is wet sand. Everything is bits and pieces, flowing and changing and forever transforming. So too you and I. Soon, you and I will be as if you dust in the wind. Aman says, it depends on how you think. Think negatively, you will always find negative things. Think positively, and you will see beauty, good things everywhere. Moving particles. Yeah, why not? I can go with both of those. Next, that was atomic principle. 7 is principle of nature. Everything has some particular nature, some way of being. It's the nature of the sun it's not the nature of the sun to go down. It's the nature of the earth to rotate and cause the sun to appear to go down. It's the nature of me to grow old day by day and to eventually die. It's the nature of me to want to make these videos because I like sharing the fun things I'm learning. And it's fun. Well, what's our nature? What's your nature? I don't know. What is the nature of things? When I consider the nature of things, like when I have a meeting at work and I consider the nature of each of the individuals that I'm going to be working with, the nature of our project, the nature of our circumstance, it helps me to be informed about the way things the way things might turn out, and I'm less surprised. After the principle of nature comes the pirate ride. Arr, matey. That's number 7 or something like that. Pirate ride is just my reminder. Alex says, my nature is you experience and to create negative. Wait, my nature is you experiencing to create experience. What? Hold on. I want to try that through that again. My nature is you experience and to create experiences. Oh, okay, so experience and create experience. Natalie says, my nature is making art and create. Okay, you were correcting that word, to create experiences. I like that. Natalie, I like yours too. I love the idea of creating art as being your nature. And that'll come later. I'll get to principle number, I think it's like 21 or 22, which is the season of philosophy, which is I described as the time to strike while the iron's hot. So you've got the ideas, you've got the inspiration, write, paint, dance, whatever. And I'm glad to see you're doing that. Next after the pirate ride, matey, no free will. Alman says, my nature is being curious about things. I like to question a lot of things. I love that. I think that's a really good fundamental nature to have. Wow. Where are the places you'll go, Alex? The pirate ride, the idea is that it's kind of a paradoxical idea, the idea that whatever choice we wind up making, though we could make any choice, that's the only choice we could possibly make. Prove that, I can't. So it's a borderline faith for me. I'm convinced that that's the case. I'm convinced that we don't have free will. I'm convinced that I would be making this video in it, and at this point, and the way the universe the conflicts of the universal story was to see me do this. Not as if this is the purpose of it, but I have no choice but to do this. It's like swirling atoms in a thunderstorm. I don't know. I can't say it in a more elegant way than that, but I'm convinced that's the case. So, moving particles. We're back to that. Yeah. I see at the pool where I live, sometimes as I'm standing getting ready to dive in, I can see little swirls on the surface, little eddies spinning around. And I know that that's just the confluence of wind and motion and heat and things like that. And they kind of look like they're little things, but they couldn't do anything other than exactly what they're doing across the surface of that. I think we're just more complicated versions. And moving particles. Me Viewer 2 says, does thinking align with Sean Carroll? Alice in Wonderland? Okay, next principle is the principle of wisdom. Two sub-principles. Maturity is the principle, and two sub-principles, wisdom and fortitude. We gain wisdom through life, learn from our mistakes, but it doesn't do us much good unless we have the fortitude to not make those mistakes again. That is, we have wisdom, or aka maturity. Maturity, wisdom, yeah. Next one. Social principle, we're social animals, we need one another to survive, and our best ends are social ends. Yeah, we're being social. So says the going alone guy. Fancy that. Next is Lewis Carroll. Alice in Wonderland, of course. Is that what I said? I don't know. Thank you, yeah. Next is, let's check how the surfer's doing. There he is. So he's paddling for a wave. Let's see if he gets it. There he goes. Very nice. Is that a girl? That's a girl, I think. Nice. Next, after that is the social principle, I said. Next after social principle is the principle of public speaking. Try to use few words, small words, speak slowly. And whenever I'm talking about anyone else, I try to talk. I imagine that they're right there listening to me. That way I don't say things that are untoward that I wouldn't want them to hear. And it keeps me from gossiping. It really works. I've been doing this now for about 8 months, and my gossip level is down to next to none. Every now and then I'll give in because it's fun to gossip. And I've got chock full of gossip from my new job that I could share with not well. How do I say that? Just it's new things, right? New information, and I don't because I don't do that. Hi Kurt, how's the new job, and have you found somewhere nice to live? The new job's doing great, really hard, not killing my butt, but I'm getting better. As for a new place to live, no, I'm just still living Airbnb, but I'm hoping that Yumiko will quit her job. Oh, I felt the first drop of rain. Here comes some rain. I need to get on the road. I got 120 miles to hit before the rain starts, so I'll go quick. That's the principle of public speaking. Next, in fast, quick order, is the principle of the Feast of Offal, Feast of Offal, O-F-F-E-L, I think, all the waste and byproduct of our intemperate living. I try to avoid consuming that, and especially sharing that with others. Who wants to? Next is the principle of temperance, 3 sub-principles, suffering, simplicity, and apathy. Me Viewer, he's just an atheist scientist who reviews and talks to people about religion and everything else. Who, Lewis Carroll? Is that who you're talking about? Okay, so the temperance, just controlling my consumption, right? Of everything, food, sex, work, everything. Sean Carroll. Oh, damn, I tuned in too. Oh, okay. Sean Carroll's the atheist guy that talks about all those things. Sorry if I'm not giving it the attention I should. It's just that the rain's starting to come down. Next is, after temperance, is, distraction. I think we distract ourselves in life to not face what's out there, which is the great indifference, the emptiness that yawns and just suggests that there's nothing, that the universe don't give a damn, that God doesn't exist. I think that that's a pretty frightening thing to realize. So we distract ourselves through life with work and play and hobbies and YouTube and all these things. Oh yeah. What do you think about the coronavirus? I think it's terrible. I think it seems like we're doing a pretty good job of controlling it. I hope we continue to do that. I don't know. Next, after the distraction comes the agency and the great indifference. Agency is all this. That guy's an agent. His dog is an agent. Anything artifact, people are agent. That stuff way out there in the universal empty, that's the great indifference. Alex says it's natural for disease to threaten life. It's an act of balance. I was thinking that as that question came through, right? I didn't want to say that because it kind of had a negative tone to it. But isn't that the great arbiter of species populations? Too many of us? I don't know. It's a little tough to say. Trump is the great indifference? Is that what it said? Interesting. Next, after the great agency and the great indifference is, okay, I'm going to try to modulate, temper myself, right? Let's use my own principles here. I feel myself kind of getting carried away. That violates two principles. The principle of public speaking, which is to speak slowly and carefully. And the other principle, it wasn't my thought, it was his thought. And the other principle is the principle of temperance. So I'm going to try to temper my emotions. Am I speaking? I'm a little anxious because the rain's starting to come down and I've got a long motorcycle ride ahead, but another 5 minutes ain't going to make a poop of difference. So after the first answer, it's terrible, is more PC. So Alex says. Take a breath. Good. Collect my thoughts. After agency and the great indifference comes the best seat in the house. This is a pretty good seat right here, right now. But in all cases, I try to imagine that wherever I am, whatever I'm doing, and whoever I am, that's exactly who I want to be, all the while striving for better. Looks like the sun's about to break through the clouds, huh? Nice. Next is, after the best seat in the house comes the path of wildness. Path of wildness is a way to break out of our break out of being in a rut into a new life, into a new adventure. And we do that by, hi, someone just joined up, went to Going Alone from Dallas, Texas. Welcome. Don't know who it is, but welcome. These videos are great for people. I didn't even think I even mentioned my website once yet, but there was somebody just went in, so hi, welcome. The path of aloha, and K. Kumorkiwi. I can't pronounce your last name there. Aloha to you. So, and then someone who just popped in for Going Alone from Rochester, United Kingdom. Welcome, visitor 6715. If you register and put your name in there, that way when you come back again, I'll see who it is. After the, where am I? Scattered thoughts. Oh, the path of wildness. That was the really important one to me. That was the one of breaking out of a life that I didn't want to live anymore into a new life. And that came from deciding what that life was, weighing the pros and cons, collecting information, and being ready to make a decision, giving myself some time. And when that time ran out, if I didn't have enough facts, give myself a little more time. The trick is to not keep extending that indefinitely, but eventually just to say, to hell with it, I've got as many facts as I can. My gut decision is go. And that's exactly how I wound up where I am right now for this new job and new opportunity and new life. I weighed the facts. My wife and I are very practiced at this. Considered them for several months, and then just went it with my gut. Here we go. Off we go to a new life in Ventura. And Yumiko will join me soon. Not Emily. She's headed off to her own life. A tear. After the path of wildness comes the risk of avoiding risk. There's two risks. One is the surface level. Well, I shouldn't say it that way. One is the risk of the safe and sane, college, find someone to live with, get a house and a mortgage and a savings account and a 401k. Whoa, what happened there? And that's a good thing. And the other risk is, doing the thing you want to do in life, and some people trade one for the other, wholesale, or largely so. That's a risky thing to do. So I try to temper it and balance it. So here I am, 33 years married, a handful of adventures. What if you are just a small function in this planet? And me, viewer too. I think that's all I am. Very, very small and temporary, momentary, flash in the pan function on the planet. Largely irrelevant in the great scheme of things. Okay, that was the risk of avoiding risk. Next, and Jeremy says, I feel like people tend to live passively, not actively. We don't consciously think about the decisions that we make. Yeah, and isn't that interesting when you get to the end, all those years lost. I once worked in a retirement community, and I asked, someone just joined from Kagoshima, Japan, went over to the website. Hi, visitor 1405, welcome. And once I surveyed all the old people at home about what they would do differently in life, they all told me they would take more risks. No one said that about being more deliberate. That's interesting. I wonder if they would have agreed. That's why people have so many regrets, right? Yeah, Jeremy, I do think so. It's a dangerous thing, though, to actualize a little too much, and you wind up a madman or a madwoman, right? It's a real risk. That's where I was headed if I hadn't met Yumiko. Do you have any curious regrets? And visitor from Fort Collins, Colorado, visitor 6667, welcome. Do I have any curious regrets? Yeah, I do. I wish that I had, I don't know how to say it because it's the first time I've ever put it to words. It's a recent thing. I know now that I wasn't as attentive to my wife in the early years as I should have or could have been, as she deserved, as her husband, as her partnership in putting one of these on for me, and likewise to her. I owed her more, and I'm going to spend a lifetime making up to her now. It's a small disconnect from reality, isn't it? Yes, it is. Small disconnect from reality, isn't it? I don't want to just blow by what you said there. What are you referring to? It's a small, I think I missed something. It's a small disconnect from reality. Back to that other point, I wish I'd been a better husband. Yeah. And now I'm going to spend a lot of time making up for that. And she sent me a message today. She said she can't wait to see London, because I promised her I'll take her to London, and I will. What she said was, I can't wait to see your London, because I told her all the sites I'm going to show her. Like I'm some expert. So that was the risk of... Oh, I know that guy. What are the odds? I just moved here 2 months ago, and I'm looking up there, and there's somebody I know. I wonder if he'll see me. Anyway, he'll go, what's that guy doing? What's the new project manager doing down on the beach talking to the camera? It's just a matter of time before this gets out. Okay, here we go. Bang, bang, bang. The Great Life Adventure. Blah, 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 blah. There we go. What's after that is... No, I didn't get the Great Life Adventure. The risk avoiding risk. Yes, sin and temptation. Five sins in my worldview. Falsity, credulity, faith, superstition, and dogma. Watch out for that faith one, man. That's the scary one, because it looks like something that's good, but it's not. Because it's just believing stuff because someone said so and because you want it to be true. Maybe not even because you said so. That's dogma. That's authority. You should add authority to it. Okay, next one is after in the damnation part is you live a damned life because you're believing things that ain't true. Sin and damnation. Next one after sin and damnation is complete oblivion. After we die, no final reunion with the ones we love. No final reconciliation. No chance to say I'm sorry. And no final justice. No great arbiter is going to punish the wicked and reward the good. It's all what we do here and now. So hug those, make amends with those we love. Get close to them, get that reunion, and seek after that justice as in a lawful manner, right? After that is the sin. Next, it's complete oblivion. After that is the Great Life Adventure. That's what this is. That's what I'm doing right now, right? This whole thing, I'm coming out. I have another Great Life Adventure coming to Ventura, starting a new life. Japan was a Great Life Adventure. The Odyssey when I was a kid. Hitchhiking, the desert, all of these things. It can be a big one, decades, or it could be a short one that lasts a year or two, or a weekend. After the Great Life Adventure comes the season of philosophy. Remember earlier I was talking about that one? That's the time to record our art. It's a time when the muse begins to speak at us. And there's a new visitor from Kenita, Morocco, from visitor 9663. Welcome to the Going Alone website, goingalone.org. Feel free to sign up. Join up. Doesn't cost me anything. I'll send you a hi. Or whatever that's worth. After I'm almost done. Season of philosophy. Get the ideas out while you can. Because after a while the muse stops talking. And wouldn't it be a shame to suddenly find yourself very, very old and invalid, where the mind is still there, but you've got no faculty to say it, to dig it out anymore? This is wonderful scenery behind you, Kurt. Hi, JK, thanks. Many bad people prosper in life because there I blew it out. I'm not going to report anybody. Hit the wrong button. Bad people prosper in life because they're willing to do things that get them ahead that good people won't do. However, movies show opposite, because that's what we'd like to believe. I think you're right, Jeremy. Last two or three, I think. Here we go. I talked about the Great Life Adventure and then the season of philosophy. Get it out before it's gone. Three more. The bullseye aim. Trying to aim at the target. We usually miss it by a bit, right? Sometimes we'll get it straight on, but usually we won't. Next one is the uphill climb. Life is a steady uphill climb. I know I'm doing good when I'm bleeding. I know I'm making progress when it's hard. And I appreciate that. And the last thing is arena and utility. Life is a arena for the execution of our principles in pursuit of our objectives. And the utilities are all these things that we have, all these little principles that we can yank out a little apathy. Did I mention the apathy? That's the sub-principle of temperance. Apathy, the ability to recognize what's not within our control and not worry about it. There's nothing you can do. Whip out a little apathy, whip out a little temperance, like I just did back a minute ago. Remember, I whipped out temperance and the principle of public speaking to help me calm down. Those are like utilities hanging off the belt. Well, everybody, I'm going to sign off now. Wow, I kept it under 30 minutes, and I'm going to head on home. Take a final view of the surroundings. How did you get these principles, life experiences, or from philosophers? Well, I probably picked up some of the ideas from my reading, but honestly, good evening, Alex. Honestly, for the most part, it was about a 1.5 year period after writing Going Alone, or near the end of writing Going Alone, that I actually set out. I said, gosh darn it, I don't believe there's any God. I don't believe there's any lawgiver. Therefore I don't have anything to rest my hat on. I better think something up. And I set out to do that. And Jessica, hey Jessica, from there you are. I won't say where you're from. You're just joined. See, now if you're already a member on Going Alone, then I'll see your name when you pop in. Now, I know where Jessica's from, but I won't give that away. I'll just say, hi, Jessica. It's good to see you. That JK must be Jessica. Will you be doing something to replace your desert adventures? Yeah. I'm going to be taking really good care of my wife. That's what I plan to do. She's got that coming. Now that I finally got my art out of the way, got Going Alone done, I'm going to focus more time on my wife, being a good husband, a father. I'm still going to go to the desert, maybe, but I'm going to temper that. But I'm not going to let that distract me from my main objective, which is to be not just try to be a good man, but to be a good husband, a better husband and father. I don't think I've been a terrible one, but I haven't been as good as I could have been. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Look at that wave. And maybe I'll get a surfboard. Take care, everybody. Time for me to get on the motorcycle and go home. I'll show you my helmet, and then I'll sign off. Just because I think it's kind of cool. I love my helmet. Nice to see you alive and well, Kurt. Thank you. Alex, thanks for sharing. You're very welcome. And take care. Take care, friend. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. See you next time. Hey, maybe tomorrow. Okay, take care. Bye-bye. And family, there's Emily's just messaging. Okay, I'm going out after work tonight. Dogs went out around 4. Okay, so my daughter's out with her boyfriend, so it's just me and the wife tonight. How romantic. Good luck. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Take care. Be safe, but not too safe. And Jessica, the book's coming. Take care.